Hi, my name's Tantra Mott, and I'm with Kelly Shively, and she suggested that we talk to you about our books we're writing, and the one it all got started with this one book that I'll be getting published in the next short while, which really is about what a human being truly is and how we live as a language of creation, and how our molecules, our spirit and our flesh are a language. And that's really the first book that we discussed editing together and writing together. But out of that, what happened was that another thing began to occur. And last June, I had been through a huge energetic surge that disrupted my ability to physically basically stand up straight, except for my consciousness has expanded exponentially out of that period of time. So out of that, because Callie was around with me during that time, she works in massage, she's a therapist, she's has had years of experience in trauma, and so out of that we began to look at just a deep devotion to humanity, understanding what it means when you begin to become whole, physically, psychologically, emotionally, and somewhat mentally. And why I say somewhat mentally is this isn't meant to be a therapeutic conversation. It's just that we, as practitioners, we're very committed to humanity having the knowledge it needs to track its own awakening. And so this book that we call The Wobble right now, that's the first book we're going to co-author. She'll talk about her part of it, is really to use something that happened to me with amazing practitioners and medical doctors, and to really present a view that we hold as far more valid than the view that an awakening is looked at. Just the way awakenings are looked at are not held as awakenings. They're held as something else. And so people become afraid, and people don't know how to be with what's occurring. And this particular book, The Wobble, is based on that. So anything you have to say?
Yeah, I would just want to say that the first book is already in process that Tantra's writing. It includes her templates that a lot of you have heard about, all the writing exercises that help us bring creation into manifestation. And so she's hopefully going to have that one out by the end of the summer. And the second book, which we're calling The Wobble, is yet unnamed, but it is about this out-of-body experience that Tantra had. And it's really, I think the broader picture is how do matter and energy go together? How do body and spirit go together in this accelerated time when it's happening to a lot of people around us? I just happen to think that Tantra as a mystic is a forerunner in what's happening to our bodies as spiritual people when we shift from a carbon grid to a crystalline grid. And she kind of was one of the leaders of the pack here, and took a toll on her body, but she's back together now, and it's better than ever, and teaching us about what it means to be higher vibrational people. So it's a fascinating journey that we took with her and all of us that were practitioners and friends, and it's an important story, I think, for all of you to read that are on the same path. And then the last book is just
Let me say something about the book you're just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's very rarely that you get to have a hands-on experience of what someone's going through. They usually talk about it later. And in this case, there are interviews. There's, God bless her, she's working through how people would view this perceptively from a therapeutic domain, and how we may be looking at something that goes beyond the therapeutic domain. that we may have to reevaluate what we've held things to be, and we may need to identify ourselves accurately, just like once we didn't think the world was round, and everything was identified like it was flat. And then people had to reacclimate themselves when they began to realize that the earth was round. And this is what our commitment is, and also other practitioners, is that you can reacclimate yourself and identify things that are occurring for you correctly, and find the people that will address the awakening and of your own being as a spiritual being in a physical form, and also be able to help the body. The spirit awakens whether we like it or not, but our bodies are very low vibration, very low density, and they really need help during this time, and that's really what the commitment to the book is. And then out of that, as we began writing, this other, which I think is amazing, thing began to unfold. And over to you.
Yeah, the third book is a story about Tantra and my journey together. Her journey as a mystic, and my journey as a regular person, having mystical experiences. As she says, an awakening can come in any form. Mine happen to be more along the lines of a Kundalini rising, but I think all bets are off in a way. I think the way that we're awakening now is different. It's accelerated, it's different. We can gain wisdom from previous literature and teaching, but it's a new way, and that's the reason that we're writing this book, is to hopefully have it be a path, two people's paths, that are just two paths of many, but that might be instructive or helpful to anyone that's interested in reading it, anyone that's on a path that's shifting and changing, just as a way to feel some comfort or have some guidance. And so we're excited about our journey together. We're excited about the journeys that everyone is out there taking, and we'd just like you to be a part of it and to walk with us in this.
I was in Acoma recently, and I thought I was going there on behalf of the tribe there, which I was, and on behalf of a vision that had happened in 1985. But what I came away with personally was remarkable, and that is that there's a new tribe forming, and that tribe will know itself trauma-free, and what it takes to awaken out of a trauma base into a wholeness, a base of wholeness, is whether we understand it or not, even whether we like it or not, whether we believe it or not, it is what's happening. So we'll be cranking these books out 2013, and I'm really glad we got to do this video.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
We did it. Stay tuned.
You have to turn it off.